Same old Florida State, maybe the same old Clemson too. Mark Rogers TV just a few minutes after Florida State took care of Clemson 49-37. Certainly an impressive showing on both sides of the football for the Noles, especially in the second half, as FSU erased a 28-14 deficit, won it going away by 12. Clemson won the ACC last year for the first time in 20 years, but those 20 years marked by tremendous talent, losing big games on the big stage. They did it again tonight, so again, it might be the same old Clemson, might be the same old Florida State, as the Noles in the top 5 for the first time in a long time at this point in the season. Florida State, of course, owned a top 5 slot under Bobby Bowden for about 15 years, going through the 90s into the last decade. Florida State led by E.J. Manuel, 27 of 35 passing, 380 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. This guy is emerging into a Heisman candidate. He didn't want to talk about it after the game. He's focused on winning an ACC championship and maybe beyond, because this team is loaded on both sides of the football. Manuel versus Taj Boyd, the quarterback for Clemson. And Boyd is a tremendous player, dynamic player, dual threat, threw 33 touchdowns last season and led his team again to an ACC championship as a freshman. So taking away nothing from Taj Boyd, you got to see the difference between these two players as Manuel ran the offense, was poised, made all the right calls, and really made no mistakes in this game, while Boyd threw the key interception in the third quarter as the Noles turned the momentum in their favor at home and really got the place rocking, and Clemson could not come back from that. The big differences too in these two football teams is up front. On the line, the front 7 on defense, yeah, they've got great speed and great talent in the skill positions on both teams, with Clemson with Boyd and Ellington and Hopkins and of course Watkins as well. But with Florida State, it's about defense. And although that defense got run around the field in the first half like they did last year against Clemson, they really clamped down in the second half. And the offensive line for Florida State was tremendous in this one in paving the way for, get this, 667 yards of total offense for Florida State. It was again like the 1990s for FSU in this one, because the defense has been good for the past decade. But Florida State has been waiting, Florida State fans, for this kind of offense. And they also get it from a guy, Chris Thompson. This guy's really fun to watch. It's a story you've got to root for. This guy broke his back last season, and they've been trying to work him back into the mix, and really did last week when he ran for 197 yards on just 9 carries against Wake. He catches balls out of the backfield. He's a scat back. He's got tremendous speed and playmaking ability. He's going to be one to look out for. The Florida State wide receivers are the best bunch that we've seen in Tallahassee in quite some time as well. And again, the defense has been the mainstay during these 7, 8, and 9 win seasons. And now we've got an offense with a mature quarterback who's got his last chance to win something big and do something special in Tallahassee in the Heisman candidate, E.J. Manuel. For Clemson, the same old defensive problems. They've got talent, they've got speed, they draft big-time players. But like we saw many of the times last season in losing the big games, although they won the ACC, and then of course the debacle in giving up 70 points to West Virginia in the Orange Bowl, they don't like to tackle, and they have defensive breakdowns in the secondary. And despite changing defensive coordinators from Kevin Steele to Brent Venables coming in from Oklahoma, they continue to have these issues on defense. Would love to hear what you have to say about this ACC race and Florida State in particular on Mark Rogers TV.